Today I'm going to be breaking down The Batman to uncover the film's interesting editing techniques. I broke down 4 different scenes, all using editing concepts that you may not have heard of. But first, I think we need to change something. Riddle me this, Batman. I bought this for $120. I make great financial decisions. In our first scene, Batman has just learned that the Riddler has set out a bomb to game-end Bruce Wayne. Although Bruce Wayne isn't in the tower, and Batman realizes that Alfred is in danger. This gives a sense of urgency. We want to know if Alfred is going to be safe or not, because he already opened the letter that we know has previously exploded. The film doesn't just show us a straightforward race against the clock, but instead, it uses non-linear storytelling and contrast editing to make the scene more powerful. Contrast editing is a technique where you're cutting between silence and intensity, and it usually works because of that contrast you're creating. And here, it cuts between Batman racing to stop the bomb and the phone ringing. The urgency of the car mixed with the ding 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 ding. Yeah, I'm making sound effects, okay? That is creating the contrast editing, and it even uses the Riddler's theme. This opera music is the final touch to this scene, and is a perfect leitmotif. My favorite moment is when Alfred realizes that the package is from the Riddler, and you can just see his reaction on his face. And just after you see that, the next shot is the phone ringing again, but the volume is just increased slightly louder. Previously, it was doing car sound, phone, then reaction, then phone, slightly louder. Like, we keep cutting to this phone at the same volume, and then this clip just raises it a bit, just so you're focusing on it a bit more. And when someone finally picks up the phone, the amount of time we thought we had to save Alfred wasn't actually real. The bomb already exploded, and us as an audience couldn't have known this. This is the power of non-linear storytelling. We weren't watching moments unfold in order. The moment is designed to make you feel like there is still hope to save Alfred when it's just a complete lie. By telling your story out of order, you're able to make a moment more surprising to the audience than it ever could have been with not doing it, because it's something the audience wouldn't have expected. And finally, we get to see the bomb blow up. This moment is made more powerful with a technique I'm just gonna call music isolation. It's when you drop your dialogue and your sound effects to only focus on your music. And it's actually a lot easier for the editor because you don't have to do so many things. But it makes this moment so much more powerful. And hey, if I can do less work and make a moment like literally 10 times better, that's sick. In our next scene, Catwoman sneaks back into the Iceberg Lounge, and she has one goal: to kill her father. But there's a twist. Carmine doesn't know this, and it gives a lot more depth to the story, such as how the film is able to tell 2 different stories at once. Plot A is obviously Catwoman trying to kill Falcone, while plot B is Batman shutting off the power. Even though these are different scenes, it uses techniques like audio overlapping to be able to cut between plot A and plot B seamlessly. There's a few examples where the music transitions are placed precisely where a major beat of the song is played. Or when the exact moment when the gunshots go off, the blackout happens at the same time.
Just put down the gun, honey.
This is for my mother.
The actions of the characters are moving the story forward, and that is only done because of the editing. The editor chose to place this shot here and then this one here so they relate to each other. It's kinetic. this happens because of this. In addition, I love how the film uses music.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I understand.
As Selena reaches for the gun, the music starts to build steadily.
Mr. Falcone. Ready!
The music doesn't cut out here. Instead, it plays a different part of the song,
Mr. Falcone. Ready!
which isn't as intense. Having that same musical cue it did before not only makes this a more powerful moment, because we're establishing a theme, but this time showing Selena's face shows her emotional reaction. It impacts us as an audience because we can visually see her determination to kill Falcone. And just when we want to know what happens next, it cuts to Batman. We wanted to know what was going to happen in the scene, but just when it got to the best moment, it cut out. To me, the editing feels symbolic. Batman's entrance mirrors Catwoman's inner determination. You want to know what's going to happen next, but it doesn't give it to you. It makes you wait. And that's what I think really good editing is. I can only imagine being the editor of this scene is basically being the extension of the actor. The editor was able to retime, repaste, and make something that the unedited version could have never recreated. This scene does exactly that, and it holds on shots to make them more important, which makes the overall story better. In the next scene, the film delivers one of its smartest uses of visual storytelling. Batman finally learns the Riddler's true plan, which is not just to expose Gotham, but it's to sink it. As Riddler explains the final step, Batman looks over the city, and we see the explosions going off all around.
Now when the time arrives, I will already be unmasked. The pigs will have me in their custody, but that's okay.
What's important here is the film doesn't pause to explain what's happening. The story revelation and the story confirmation happen at the same time. What this really means is when the voiceover is happening, we get to hear Riddler's plan, but we also get to see it at the same time.
You'll be there waiting.
It's not just footage of the Riddler talking, but instead it's B-roll of what's actually happening. As the plot is revealed to the characters, the film reinforces it with two key methods: B-roll and match cutting. First, we see the map of Gotham marked with key locations. Then, we cut to the real world locations where they're actually being blown up. This is a classic match cut where the shot before is framed exactly how the shot is after. But instead of matching a moment for a cool effect like you see on Instagram, it's matching information, and overall, it's making the story better because it's easier to understand. We see the location on the map, and then we see it explode in real life. Cutting from Batman realizing the locations to seeing them actually going off almost mirrors him realizing the city is in trouble. One of the most creative editing choices in here is how the Riddler is synced to the different explosions going off. The dialogue, sound effects, and music are all rhythmically aligned with his performance. It turns the Riddler into the conductor of chaos. Gotham isn't just blowing up, it's blowing up on his cue. And also, just before the explosions go off, we get to see a reaction shot from Batman. Instead of showing the wide destruction across Gotham, we get to see Batman's reactions. The scene becomes less about spectacle and more about what it actually means for this character, which, you know, we should always be doing. Like, why do we always focus on the spectacle of something when what really matters is the character in the story reacting to this information? You know, it's so brilliant. The city may be flooding, but the edit keeps the focus where it belongs. On Batman, his reaction, and his responsibility to this city. Riddle me this. Next up is one of the most memorable moments of the movie, the car chase between the Penguin and the Batman. What makes this scene great isn't just the Batmobile itself, it's how the film chooses to present it, using an editing technique that makes it unforgettable. Before the scene even begins, it slows everything down and lets the Batmobile exist as its own character. And this choice completely changes how the Batmobile feels before we enter into its awesome action scene. When the Batmobile powers on, it becomes the main focus of the scene. But instead of directly going into the action scene, it decides to focus on cutting back to the reactions of the characters. You might even ask, wouldn't it just make more sense just to cut into the action scene and just ignore all these reactions? But no, they're really important. By delaying the reveal and cutting to these reactions, the scene makes the Batmobile feel more threatening and have more of an impact on the characters. This directly ties into what we call the Kuleshov effect, where a shot gains meaning because of the reaction shot that was placed next to it. This makes the Batmobile feel more threatening and have more of an impact on the characters. The Batmobile doesn't just feel powerful just because of what it does, it feels powerful because the other characters are scared of it. You can see their reactions, and you can see that they're like confused and don't know what's going on. We experience the car through the fear of other people watching it. It makes it feel like a monster's waking up, and less like just a cool car. Each shot builds anticipation until everyone breaks and starts running. Once the chase begins, the film is extremely selective with the Batman theme. First appearance when the Batmobile engine roars in the distance. When the Batman appears in the Penguin's rear view mirror. Right on his tail. When Batman finally collides with Penguin's car. That musical shift shows us everything we need to know. The balance of power has changed, and Batman has taken the lead. Each time the motif returns, it carries more weight. It's not just randomly playing the song whenever it wants to. It's choosing key moments to make the scene better. By choosing where we hear Batman's theme and showing the Batmobile through the eyes of the characters, the edit turns the Batmobile into a character itself. The Batmobile isn't just chasing the Penguin. It's hunting him. And that was shown through the editing and couldn't have been done without it. Riddle me this, that's the breakdown. If you enjoyed this one, I also have broken down Guardians of the Galaxy and also Spider-Man, which are also pretty good videos, which I think deserve a bit more views, so go check them out. And yeah.